Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. Today I'm going to be introducing my next kit class. We're going to be using the Love of Leaves and the Stitched Leaves dies. Now you guys have seen me use this bundle for a couple other cards. I'm going to tell you all about the online kit class, what it includes, and also show you how to make a very easy fun fold with this bundle. Let's flip this camera around and get started. Love of Leaves. So, if you don't follow me, you may not know this, but second to summer, fall is my favorite season. And I'm also always a sucker for watercolor images, and that's what these leaves look like in the Love of Leaves. Then you add on there all this stitching and this really cool dotted line element or stitched line element, and you've got a beautiful bundle to use. So, like I said, when I get done, I'm going to show you some more cards that I've made with this. I am also going to link on my blog, and you can always find my blog right here. I'm going to link to those cards so that you guys will have a bunch of different ideas to use with this bundle. And of course, I always love showing a variety of ideas because we don't want to make just one card, right? We want to make lots of cards when we invest in a bundle like this. So here's the first card that we're going to be making. I'll talk a little bit about the online class as we go. I've got a piece of early espresso. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and you can always find these measurements again on my blog. You'll find still photos, a complete shopping list that tells you exactly all the ink colors and cardstock colors that I've used, and all the details with still photos. Now, I just folded that in half, and now I'm going to fold this front panel back. I told you this was a really easy, fun fold, and I wasn't kidding. All right, the other thing that I have here is a piece of Very Vanilla. Now, Very Vanilla is the coordinating cardstock color that goes with the Gilded Autumn specialty paper. This kit is going to include half a pack of the Gilded Autumn specialty paper. And we've got vanilla, mint macaron, gold foil, early espresso, crumb cake, copper foil, and Cajun craze as our coordinating colors. This is the Very Vanilla 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then I am using this layer of Designer Series paper. And what I did with this, first of all, is I cut it at 1 7/8. I cut this one at 2 1/8. And then I put it in my trimmer and trimmed off a little 1/4 inch of one of these. Now, I did that before I cut it to the size or length that I need, because it's really hard to cut a 1/4 inch when you have just a tiny little bit left over, right? And in a 6 by 6 sheet, I would just have a tiny bit left over. So let's review that again. I'll try. I know this is a little bit confusing. I would be confused by it. So I took my Designer Series paper and I cut it at 2 1/8, and then I cut the next piece at 1 7/8. Then I put this in my paper trimmer, one of these, and I cut off a 1/4 inch. So this is a 1/4 inch by 1 3/4. We're going to trim that. And then I cut both of these to 5 1/4. So 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, 2 1/8 by 5 1/4. I just wanted to explain how it's easier to do this little piece. So what I'm going to do with this little tiny piece, I thought this would make a really nice little embellishment for my vanilla layer, and I'm just going to add that to the bottom here. I'm leaving a little bit of a margin of vanilla on the bottom there. That's really going to make this little strip pop by doing that, okay? Now we're going to take the little strip and we're going to add it to the inside of our card, leaving a 1/8 inch border on the left side and top and bottom. Then we're going to take the larger of the two panels, which is this one. This one is the 2 1/8, and I am going to put that right next to this vanilla layer. This is a little bit of what do you want to call this? Paper piecing, because we're going to kind of add these all together. I love the rich colors in this designer series paper. Now we're going to take this other one and we're going to add it right over here to this side. And that fits on there perfectly. Oh, let's make sure we get it, there we go, lined up from top to bottom also. Now, one thing I forgot to pull out, you need a scrap of vanilla, very vanilla. And I decided to bring in these beautiful Stitched So Sweetly dies because I love the stitching. It matches up with the stitching on the stitched leaves, okay? And I wanted to use these scallops. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to die cut 2 scallops on my very vanilla. Oh, and I wanted to let you know that this is the largest rectangle, scalloped rectangle, and I used the next 2 in here. So if you happen to have the Stitched So Sweetly dies, those are the 2 sizes I used. If you don't have the Stitched So Sweetly dies, I highly recommend you add those to your next order because you will love all of these layering, nesting labels. Okay, so we're gonna die cut that. I'm also going to take a scrap of mint macaron and a scrap of Cajun craze. This is where we're going to bring in our dies. Now I've got the outline and the outie and the innie. How about that? And I'm going to put that on my Cajun. Now I like to lay down that outside edge and then bring the inside in there, get it centered good, and I'm just going to use a piece of washi tape to hold that in place so it doesn't move on me when I put it through my die cutting machine. I'm going to do the same thing with the mint macaron and add that inside leaf, and again I've got a piece of washi tape here so that I can keep that in place. Now I'm going to run all of these through my die cutting machine. I will be right back. Okay, and here we go. We have the smaller rectangle, the larger rectangle, and look at the stitched lines that these dies put on the inside of our leaves. So besides the fact that we have these beautiful watercolor images, you can use the dies without them and make some pretty spectacular elements too. A little bit of stamping here with early espresso ink. And I'm going to grab the sentiment that says, your friendship is something I know I can count on. This is a great all occasion card because I know I can send this to anybody. We're going to stamp that right here. And that turned out great. I love this font. It's very crisp and clear and it just flows nicely. I love cool fonts. I've heard it from a few of you that say that I'm always saying I love cool fonts and I should make that part of my $1 million stamp set. And I'm giving that a lot of consideration because I really don't know what I want to do. Now, also included in the kit class is going to be a pack of this beautiful basket weave and metallic ribbon combo pack, okay? We're going to use both of these ribbons on this particular layer. I'm just going to take a little bit of this mint macaron, and then I've got some mini glue dots. Here they are, mini glue dots. I always like to add my mini glue dots with my take your pick tool because the glue dots don't seem to stick to this end of it when you don't want them to. So I'm going to just put that glue dot on the back and fasten that around there, and you can see here that I made a little boo-boo. So we're using the back side of this, and I love that we always have the opportunity to do that, right? There's always 2 sides to a piece of cardstock. Here we go. I got a little bit too much ink on that one and made a big globby mess. I'm going to put one more glue dot on here because I don't think I centered it very good. I got it way off to the side. Okay, so we've got our glue dots there. Then also included with this kit class is our linen thread. You're going to get a whole roll of linen thread. And boy, that goes a very long way. So I'm going to take a piece, and I tend to be a little more generous with this. We have a whole bunch on a roll. So I'm going to take a piece that's, I don't know, probably like 8 inches. And I am going to tie that right around my basket weave ribbon. Also included in this kit is going to be some of our acorn trinkets, and these are absolutely charming. I love them. They will probably add a little extra to your postage, but I would put a little piece of bubble wrap over this and then put on the front hand cancel for the post office. And I think that extra ounce is going to take care of this. Otherwise, you can hand deliver cards that you use the trinkets with. You can also use them for 3D items. I love doing that. Right now, I'm just curling my linen thread, and you want to hold on to it good and just run it through your bone folder just like you would a piece of ribbon. And that kind of makes it loop and swoop nicely. One last thing, we're going to add some of this metallic ribbon to cover up the knot here. Now, you wouldn't have to do this, but I thought it was attractive. Adds that little extra something in here, and I'm just going to tie this in a single knot right over that linen thread. This is the way you can just add a little bit extra to your cards without costing a whole bunch of money, which is nice, right? We want to keep our costs down. And it really does add that extra something that takes your cards to the next level. Isn't that pretty? Hang on, let me get this tied up. There we go. I just think that's really charming. Now we got some dimensionals going on here. I'm going to add 4 dimensionals to the back of this layer. And we're going to get the backings off. I don't have any black lines colored on these dimensionals, do I? Have you guys seen me do that? I need to get my Sharpie marker out and get that done, so it just makes things easier. I'm going to lay this down right here. I want to put my card together here a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of a dry fit here. This goes right in the middle, so you don't have to try and look at anything except to center this. And then I think I would like to, I'm going to put this leaf right up here. And then probably this one right down here. Let's see what we got going on here. Yep, I think that's going to look good. Okay, so we're going to add a little glue to this one. I'm going to kind of glue that right down here. And then I don't know if I want to put this on the front. I think I'm going to put this right on the front. So I'm not going to do anything with that right now. These backings are all off on my dimensionals, and I'm going to just center my 2 rectangles together. Look at how cool that looks. It's just very rich, right? And again, not much effort to take your card to a spectacular level with both of those layers. We're going to put glue on one side of the back of this. And now, like I said, we're just going to center this on our card. So all I'm looking at is my top, my bottom, my left, and my right margins. Give that a little bit of time to set up, and then I think this is going to look really nice right here. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to that corner and add my die cut leaf right here. Oh my goodness, I didn't make it with this designer series paper yet, and isn't this just pretty? It's so pretty. I'm going to grab an envelope here, and I like to just take a piece of typing weight paper and fold it so that I can stamp that flap. And let's see, which of these stamps should we use on there? I need some colors. I'm going to do some Cajun Craze, do a little mint macaron, and that should be good. Okay. I think I'm going to do my bigger leaf in the mint. Let me make sure this is clean. I've been playing with this a lot. And now we're just going to stamp that. There we go. Okay, just want to make sure we got the right thing going on here. I'm gonna put this all over my flap. And then we're gonna grab our Cajun Craze, and I think I'll bring in this leaf. It goes with the ones that we stamped. Isn't this pretty? I just love this watercolor. I think that looks great, don't you? So we've got a beautiful envelope to go with our beautiful little fun fold, easy fun fold. Now let me show you some other things that I've made. Here is the other card that I made, and this just uses some different patterns. So we've got the mint macaron here and this pretty leafy print here. I use that mint macaron little strip down here, early espresso and mint macaron with these two leaves. So which one do you guys like better? I don't know, I think I'm kind of partial to this because I really like this with the foil embossed on it. But then the gold looks really pretty over here too. Oh my goodness, who knows? They're both gorgeous, right? Now, the online class comes with a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm going to show you some more cards that I've made using some more elements in this bundle so you can make a good informed decision. The online class, of course, comes with the acorn trinkets, linen thread, the basket weave and metallic ribbon combo pack. You get both rolls of these. A half a pack of the designer series paper. This will be cut to 6x6 for shipping purposes for you. And if you don't have the Love of Leaves and the Stitched Leaves dies, this is a bundle, you can add this on. The kit will have 4 different cards in it and enough supplies cut and ready to roll, so you get to make 2 of each for a total of 8 cards. The kit is $49. You can add the bundle on for an additional $57, and I'll ship that all together to keep the price of shipping down. You're going to find an online ordering button on my blog where you're going to fill out a form. Let me know if you want to add on the bundle. So it'll ask you to say, do you want the bundle? Yes or no. And then I will send you a PayPal invoice. Once you pay that invoice, you will be secured to get one of these kits. I am planning on having the kits out in the mail the week of September 7th. So I have to order all the supplies, get it here, get it cut, packaged, sorted, and back out in the mail to you. And now I wanted to show you some of the other cards that I have made with this beautiful bundle. Isn't this neat? This is that element that's right here. And I did that on Very Vanilla. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All those die cut and embossed leaves. Here is another one. Now, one thing that I love about these dies is that when you cut out the leaf, it leaves stitching around on the negative part, the part you would normally throw away and then take your leave to use. So I used it to make this design. And then I also used it in a different color. Thought that was, both of these were really, really pretty. And then I made up a whole set in different colors using very bright cardstock and ink. This is a Mango Melody one. I used Granny Apple Green, Bermuda Bay, and Mango Melody on these. Aren't they pretty? So it doesn't always have to be about fall colors. You can definitely use it with bright colors. These leaves are so cute. I absolutely love them. So now I'm going to have links to, I'll have a link to my video that shows you how to make all of these at the end of this video. So you'll be able to find that and go make some more. And also, if you head over to my blog, you're going to find this class in my online classes. It's gonna be in this blog post, but you can also look in the right-hand column under online classes. You'll find where you can order this. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. If you would like to order any of these products from me, please use this current host code. If this host code does not work, there'll be another current one in the right-hand column or at the bottom of every blog post I use, or I put on my blog. And you're going to find all the dimensions for these cards, details, and a complete shopping list, again, on my blog. Please click down here to subscribe. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. And you're going to get to hop over to Ashley's blog. There's going to be a link under the YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube, or on my blog if you're looking at this on my blog, to Ashley's blog. Ashley Pfeiffer out of Canada. She is my partner with these monthly kit classes. Have to go check out and see the beautiful cards she's making. It is also a fun fold, and I think you're going to love it. If you're in Canada, please order your kit and product from Ashley. If you're in the United States, you can order from me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Thanks so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend with me. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.